So, um, I'm going through a divorce. My wife, maybe a month or so after we got married, told me that she was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. And looking at things now, I never even tried to look up the disorder to see what that disorder meant, like how it affected her, any of that. Now, going through a divorce, I've looked it up to try to weaponize it against my wife because she's trying to keep the kids from me, and so I'm trying to use it to make sure that I get to see the kids. But looking at this now, I'm questioning if I would have looked up the disorder to see how it affected her, see how it affected her perception, her choices, her emotions, things may not have turned out to be a divorce. Um, I am more to blame for the divorce than her. I have horrible PTSD. I have impulse control issues. And so when she has gaslighted me, which is a very common thing with people with borderline personality disorder, instead of just being upset, I have said mean things to her and tried to one up her and say something meaner than what she said to me, or anything. I even at one point snatched a phone out of her hand. I gave it back to her, but still I snatched the phone out of her hand. Um, but looking at this now and thinking about if I would have looked up the disorder that she's been diagnosed with, when she has gaslighted, or I don't know how to say. Anyways, when she has gaslighted me, rationalizing things she said or done, if I would have known that it was the disorder and not her as a person, I may have handled it differently. I may have not taken it personally. I may have actually just shrugged it off and tried to be there to be supportive to her instead of taking it personally and then lashing out at her and saying mean things to her. I guess the point of this is, if you are married to somebody or in a relationship with somebody that you care about, if they have a mental disorder, look it up and try to understand what they're going through. And when they do things that may be hurtful or harmful to you, approach them with a level of understanding, and instead of arguing with them or lashing out at them. I love my wife. I'll always love her. We can't be together, and I know that, and I've accepted that, and that's why I've left, and I'm filing for divorce. But if I would have approached things differently, maybe things wouldn't be the way they are. So if you are with somebody that has any kind of disorder, look it up and try to understand what they're going through. And try to be empathetic and approach it with a level of understanding instead of weaponizing it and using it to hurt them or to argue against them